Hello, and welcome to Time to Get Fit. My name is John Pearlstone. I'm a personal trainer and fitness consultant with over 20 years of experience, and I'm also the founder in 2008 of the Eating and Exercise Timing Fitness Plan, EET, EAT. And the difference between EAT and most other weight loss and fitness plans you may have heard of is EAT is completely focused on timing. It's a timing program. And what we're going to do tonight, which is going to be a great opportunity for those who aren't familiar with timing programs, is we're going to talk about how to build timing into a diet. And we've come up with a plan called the EAT Timing Diet. Pretty creative, right? EAT Fitness, EAT Timing Diet, that's how it all works. So I'm going to walk you through, step by step, a program that has been proven, scientifically backed, but also proven in the real world to help people lose weight, improve their fitness, improve their health, and has nothing to do with counting calories, counting points. There's no formal portion control. There's no required exercise. And in fact, this program doesn't even have any official rules. So I've got a lot to show you. We're going to jump right in and we're going to show you what we've developed, which is called the EAT Personal Training Guide. And the Personal Training Guide will show you how we go step by step to get people started understanding the EAT Timing Diet. So let's take a look. First of all, it's good to understand EAT's mission. Why does EAT even exist? And that is, we want to create an effective, science-based diet and exercise plan that allows everyone, not just the real motivated, not just the super fit, everyone, to have a positive, long-term relationship with their self-image, with their fitness level, and their enjoyment of food. So that's what we're really trying to accomplish. We will share a warning with you that this information we're presenting is for informational and educational purposes only. We're not recommending anybody follow any particular advice. You should be seeking guidance from your medical professionals before making any changes whatsoever. So, with that said, let's talk about a completely different way of thinking about weight loss, fitness, and your relationship with food. To begin with, we set a question, which is, how in the world are you going to be able to lose up to 10 pounds in 30 days eating what you want, when you want it? And at the same time, you're going to be starting your final diet for the rest of your life. Now, that sounds like a lot of hype, but that is the way this program is designed, and I hope by the end of this presentation, you'll see how we bring that to you and give you a chance to do that. So we're going to show you the benefits in terms of improving your weight loss, fitness, and your relationship with food of complete freedom versus restrictions, versus deprivation, versus telling you what's healthy and unhealthy, and you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. We're going to teach you how to be able to make these decisions in a way that you can be extremely comfortable and see results. And it all boils down to one simple formula. So we kind of are going to start at the end. And if you take away one thing tonight, this would be what I'd want you to remember. And that is, every weight loss and fitness challenge you face, every time you're struggling to decide, am I going to eat this food, am I going to do this exercise, every one of those decisions can be solved by thinking the following. EAT is better timing plus better food will equal better results. And now, the one sentence that I would pray that you don't forget after this discussion, and that is, do not focus on anything else. Do not focus on anything else. That comes from science. That doesn't come from me. There's a lot of noise out there. Okay, I shouldn't eat too many carbs. I should never eat gluten. I should stay away from processed foods. You cannot focus on those things and be successful on a plan that is built on timing. Doesn't mean you can't make those choices. That's going to be fine. But you cannot focus on those things that say they are hard and fast rules in a program that has no hard and fast rules. So keep that in mind. This is your focal point. Better timing plus better food equals better results. Just lock that in and do not think about anything else. I'm going to be showing you how to always be able to think that way when the challenges come, and that's when you really need to know. So I shared a quote from a historical idol of mine, Albert Einstein. We're not going to be able to solve problems using the same thinking that we had when we created them. So just look around. And I had in my first presentation, our pilot episode, showed you study after study that shows you that people are not losing weight. People are not becoming more fit for any meaningful length of time. And they keep trying the same things over and over. And they feel like I'm doing my best and it's not working, so I'm going to do even more of the same thing. You cannot solve problems that way. EAT has gone a completely different direction, and we're going to show you in detail that direction right now. You already used timing. That's number one, first and foremost. Let's just jump right into that, which is every day you're making decisions based on the clock. You set up a doctor's appointment for 2 o'clock on next Tuesday. In this case, it was a Thursday in this illustration. It doesn't matter what day it is. The point is you now know it's there, and you don't need willpower, you don't need motivation, you don't need a support group cheering you on. You will somehow make it to that appointment. And if you don't make it to that appointment, you won't quit trying to go to the doctor, you'll simply reschedule. We live that way. All right? And the question is, can controlling your eating and exercise decisions be as easy as a doctor's appointment? And the answer to the question is, yes, it absolutely can be that easy, and you're doing it already. You're making decision after decision based on time of day. You're having breakfast. The certain foods you love at breakfast are because it's breakfast time. You don't love those necessarily at different times of day. Some foods cross over, but pancakes sound like a breakfast food to most people. Pasta sounds like a dinner food to most people. Why? There's no hard and fast rule. It's simply the time of day and the habits you've developed based on timing. If you look at a bigger example like Thanksgiving, okay, which would be a holiday, I can pretty much tell you what anybody who's watching this, and the millions of people who aren't watching this, I can tell you what they're going to be eating that day. Now, how is that? Is that nutritionally based? They need that particular protein turkey provides? Do they love turkey and gravy at Thursdays every day at 2 o'clock? I doubt it. But I know what's coming on Thanksgiving, and that is a timing-based decision, and you could almost even estimate how many people will go off their diets and what sort of binging and additional splurging they'll do. So timing's awfully powerful. We've just built it into a plan to let you use it to your advantage. And this is that plan, this particular slide. We will spend the most amount of time on this, so let's walk through it step by step. Let's get you comfortable. And again, it is a situation where you can contact us with questions or other information. We'll have episodes following this with every detail you could imagine. But let's overview it today so you know what you're looking at. First of all, the EAT timing diet is better carb timing. What did I tell you? Better timing plus better food equals better results. Well, the first type of better timing you can learn is better carb timing. Okay? Carbs are fast energy. You eat foods with carbohydrates in them, they go into your bloodstream much more quickly than proteins and fats do. So they burn first. Carbs burn first is what that says. So the takeaway, the thing to remember about carbs that you can use right now, you don't have to learn another thing from me or this program, but if you eat carbs all day, they're always going to be burning first, they're always going to be in the front of the line, and you will have no time for fat to burn away. Carbs will get in the way all day long as you keep eating them. Metabolic windows is kind of the answer to how to use carb timing. And that is specifically for exercise, although there's other strategies. But for exercise, your metabolism changes after you finish exercising. And interestingly enough, your body can use carbs, things like refined sugar and many processed foods that are high in carbs, can actually help your body recover from the muscles that need a recovery and the energy that's stored in your body that needs to recover. These carbs are very valuable right after exercise because they help you feel better faster so you can go and be active again. And that's timing. That's the right time to eat them. If you eat them hours before exercise, they're not bringing you those benefits after you exercise. That's called nutrient timing. That's a complete science with its own body of work, and you can benefit from that. And you should benefit from that if you're a person that exercises. So we've simply created the metabolic timing cycle, and it tells you what you could do. And please be clear, not what you have to do. It tells you what you could do every day to maximize your metabolism for weight loss and fitness thanks to the benefits of timing. When you wake up in the morning, this is a clock, but it just kind of starts when you wake up. All right? You wake up in the morning, your body has no available carbs for fast energy. Why? Because the carbs you ate last night, the carbs you ate all day yesterday, they've either stored as fat or they were used as energy while you were sleeping. So there's really no available carbs. And so the question is, what does your body have to live on at that time of day when you don't have any carbs available? It can either live on proteins or it can live on fat. And proteins are your muscles. Your body's not really excited about burning all your muscle off because that hurts your chance of survival. So every study supports the fact that when you wake up in the morning, you are burning more fat than at any time as a percentage of your energy level. You're burning more fat than at any time during the day until you decide you need to eat some carbs. And what do we have for breakfast foods? We've got toast, we've got juice, we've got pancakes, we've got waffles, we've got bread. And all those are loaded with carbs, and it doesn't mean they're unhealthy. It just simply means that when you eat them, they will break down into carbs in your bloodstream, and your body's like, thank you, that's great fast energy. I can now get up and about my day more quickly using that than having to work hard to get the stored fat released. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the easy energy. And guess what? You just lost your fat burning. So we delay our carbs in the morning. Delay them. You could eat protein. You could have some turkey. You could have some ham. You could have eggs. But we try to delay our carbs in the morning so we get the benefits of fat burning. You don't have to go do a 10-mile run. You don't have to get on the bicycle. You don't have to do a treadmill. You get to sit and read the paper, and your body burns fat. And I'm a big fan of that personally. I would suspect many other people are as well. So we've got strategies and ideas for you on things you can eat during that period of time. You never have to starve yourself on this program. In fact, we would discourage it strongly. But we do try to avoid carbs when we first wake up. Now, you go through your morning and you're not eating carbs per se. You could choose to, but you don't. But it's to get best fat burning, you're not. And now you're about to go have your first big meal of the day, which is perhaps lunch for most people. You can flip it and flop it and set up any schedule you want. But let's say it's lunch. Let's just work with the basic timing. That's the basics program here. All right, that is an ideal time to do some exercise. Why would it be an ideal time to do exercise? Well, think about it. You burned fat all morning. Now you're going to work out, and you don't have any fast energy carbs to help that workout. So what are you going to use? You're going to be using fat for that workout. Yes, you will burn some protein as well, but you're going to be burning mostly fat. You do have some stored carbs that you'll burn off, which is great because that creates more need for carbs. Those are called your glycogen stores. But for the most part, that workout's going to be done based on fat. And the beauty of that is you now exercise, you burn off all that extra fat, and then immediately thereafter we have mealtime. Right? I told you, a metabolic window gets created after exercise. Your body can use the carbs. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that the pancakes you were eating first thing in the morning, if you waited and ate them right after lunch, they would be far more used within your metabolism and far more likely to allow you to create weight loss than if you ate them in the morning and then exercised midday. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The timing dictates how your body's going to use that energy. It's really that simple. So we've got exercise time. You're not required. Just need to know that's an option. Everything on this, look at it as options. You're never required to do anything, okay? But now you're aware of it, so you might decide, well, I could wait. I could wait and have my carbs at lunch, and I may get a little walk-in or a little bit of, I've got some different workouts we'll be teaching you over the next several programs that you could take advantage of. All the workouts in EAT are under 30 minutes. We don't put anything together that you would have no hope of staying with. So 5 to 30 minutes, depends on who I'm working with, but you'll learn them all over time in this series. Anyway, mealtime. So you can eat your biggest meal of the day at lunch. You've exercised. You can have your carbs. You can enjoy them. And then really the rest of the day is designed to say, wait, I was my most active midday. I did my exercise. I had my carbs. Now I'm going about my business all afternoon, whether I'm in my office or I'm doing grocery shopping. I'm moving my body. I'm using energy. But at night, I'm sitting in front of the TV many, many times. Me personally, not casting any aspersions on anybody watching, but me personally, I'm watching TV and enjoying it. And I know that my body doesn't need energy to watch TV. So if I'm putting carbs in my body during that window of time, my body's saying, you're giving me all this great energy. What do you want me to do with it? This is wonderful. Thank you for the popcorn. What should I do with it? Well, I'm going to go to bed. So you get in bed, and now your body's like, well, God, I got lots and lots of energy I'm burning here. You're not using it? Okay, I'm going to store it because I want to have fat for a rainy day. So I'm going to go and store those carbs, and they'll be there in the future. And now, because of the time you ate the carbs, you've put more fat on your body than you would have intended to had you known about it. So that is the way the basic metabolic timing cycle works. We're trying to match energy that we give our bodies in the form of carbs with when we're going to use that energy. And it doesn't require exercise. Simply going about your day, and the studies prove that. I showed that in the pilot episode. The studies prove that if you simply can eat the carb meals earlier in the day, you will burn more fat because you won't have the carbs getting in the way at night when you're not nearly as active. That's been proven by multiple large studies. So that is the most important takeaway on better timing, is to understand there's a lot of science behind it. Now, number 2 is better carb timing. We have to make adjustments. If you didn't like what you just heard, if you said, wait a minute, I really enjoy my popcorn at night, I'm not going to be happy if I'm sitting there with a bowl of nothing or a bowl of broccoli while I'm watching Big Bang Theory. all right, then I can understand that. And I don't do that every night either, believe me. So we have this way to understand how to use carb timing. Metabolic carb timing could be exercise time. That's when you need carbs. And it's after you exercise in most cases. There are differences. Let's not go there tonight. But you need carbs after you exercise, and that will let your body use those carbs. Great time to eat carbs. When you're relaxing and about to go to sleep, you may enjoy carbs. You may love carbs. I do sometimes. But there's no need for your body to have them. So let's keep that in mind. It's not going to help your weight loss and fitness efforts to be eating those carbs when there's no use for that energy. And then finally, though, most importantly, EAT has added another carb timing thing for you to take advantage of. And that is anytime. Anytime you decide that you need those carbs, you're sitting there watching TV and you're like, I've got to have the popcorn. You simply ask yourself a timing question. Could I wait till a better time to eat the popcorn? Because it's not really where I want to be tonight in terms of getting weight loss and fitness benefits. And if the answer is yes, great. You wait and have 2 bowls for lunch tomorrow, or you have a bigger splurge on the weekend, or you just put it off and go with some other treat you enjoy at a different time. But if you cannot wait, if you're like, no, I need it now, then with the EAT fitness plan and the EAT timing diet specifically, you eat that food. You'd eat that popcorn. But you'd eat it knowing that you want to try to kind of minimize the damage. It's not the best time to eat it. Doesn't mean it's bad to eat it. It means you're on your diet while you're eating it. And that is the revolution that I'm trying to put out there, is if all the great foods are on your diet all the time, you don't have to go off your diet. You don't have to yo-yo diet. You just keep working your timing. Better timing, better food equals better results. Okay? So what we do is we divide meals into low, moderate, and high carb meals. And we simply figure out during the day how to space out our carbs to get some fat burning time. It's really that simple. So you can look at this schedule. It's probably too small to see on the screen. But you basically have 3 meals a day on average. You have flexibility, but most people usually have 3 meals a day. Some have 2. But you'd start with a low carb meal on Monday, and then maybe a medium carb meal for lunch, and then dinner, go back to low carb so you can get more fat burning. But the weekends tend to be a little more socializing and splurging. So you set up your dinners as high carb dinners. But then you don't need high carb breakfast and high carb lunch. Let your fat burning time be earlier in the day. So we're managing our timing. We're not just depriving ourselves or saying we're never going to eat this. We're definitely going to eat this. It's a matter of when. Deciding when to eat it is the key, and it can change your life, and it can get you where you want to go in many, many ways. So that's something you can study with the guide, because you will have this available to you. You can take a look at my history now. This chart shows my history on a plan where I have freed myself of all rules, no restrictions, just guidelines. Just guidelines like that metabolic timing guideline. I'm very aware of it all the time. And it's my choice if I'm going to do it or not at all times with every bite of food, every minute of the day. So over the first couple years, I did what a lot of dieters do when they find a plan they like, and I lost a bunch of weight. But the biggest difference was my goal weight was only 15 pounds, and I lost 35 pounds. And I was eating without restriction the entire time, just using timing, period. There was nothing off my plan and no portions I couldn't go after. It was completely my choice, just setting up a timing plan. That has lasted for the first 3 years. It stayed down at those lows. And then going into year 4, found that some of the patterns I was using weren't as effective. I wasn't enjoying it as much. I had to change some exercise. There was a little bit of adaptation. A lot goes on. This is a long-term plan. To assume once you get to a weight, you're going to stay there forever is absolute insanity. And let me assure you, it doesn't make you happy. That's what it's all about. We want to get weight loss, fitness, and a great relationship with food, not say we're some number on the scale at all costs and give up everything we love. That's not a quality of life anybody wants. And guess what? You can take my word for it. You can go look at every study. No one can do it. So why in the world would you even try? And you don't have to with EAT, which is the best part. So I've put back on, I don't know, about 10 of the 40 pounds I lost at my lowest, and I'm thrilled to have done so. No problem with that at all. Weight gain's part of a weight loss program. Think about that. We'll talk about it more in the future. But weight gain is absolutely part of a weight loss program. It's not the end. It's a phase and needs to be dealt with intelligently, calmly. How am I going to phase through this and stay with this program? That's what we help people do all the time. So I'm into past year 6 now, on the way to year 7. And I'm actually a little bit lower than that now, I'm proud to say, although I don't really care. It's not about what I weigh on the scale. It's about, am I following a plan I enjoy that lets this happen for me and lets me stay healthy? That's really what it's all about. So that can show you the power of guidelines and not rules. So I put this slide back on here, and you'll look at it when you download this package, which is available to you for free. And you can see that you get to change your decisions whenever you need to. We call it changing on the fly. So you'll set up a low-carb meal for breakfast, a low-carb meal for lunch, and a high-carb meal for dinner on one day. And somebody calls you and invites you out to Cheesecake Factory for lunch. You know, guess what? You're totally allowed to flip that lunch to a high-carb lunch and then try to drop your dinner to a low-carb dinner. And now you've got, the best you could do that day. You've achieved the most metabolic benefits you could. Wonderful. That's a great step in the right direction versus, oh, my diet's screwed for today. I'm going to go and have that cheesecake, and then tonight, I'm off, so I might as well not worry about it till tomorrow, or hell, even Monday, I'll go back and start again, or after the holidays. I mean, I don't know if any of this sounds familiar to anybody watching. It's kind of how I lived my life for 20 years, so I think there's something that might resonate. So the point is we flip, we flop, we change, we do the best we can. And you have all the flexibility in the world because EAT is built on guidelines. You have absolutely no rules and restrictions that you are facing at any time. You're in control. We know you want to lose weight. We get it, okay? You don't have to be embarrassed, ashamed. Everybody does. I got people who have showed up to lose 3 pounds. I have people who showed up and said they didn't want to lose any weight. They just wanted to stop feeling so guilty eating. So I don't care what you weigh tonight when you're watching this. Understand everybody's thinking how you're thinking, and it's because they're trying to fight their bodies. They're trying to do things their body doesn't want them to do. Give up foods they love. Give up amounts they love. Timing lets you have access, and it lets you figure out how to get both. Yes, I want to lose weight, but I want that pizza as well. How do I do it? We time it. It's really that simple. Okay? Finally tonight, we'll share one more concept that you can take away and use immediately. And that is the concept that grazing is the devil. All right? And there's some evidence in nature that grazing is the devil. If you look at the photos, cows, other grazers, your elephants, other various animals out there in the animal kingdom tend to be quite large because they graze a lot. Whereas the meat eaters tend to be very lean, very muscular, and a lot of it's because they have to be if they're going to survive, right? They have to hunt. But keep in mind their diet program, and that may have an influence on how you feel about the way you choose to eat your food at the various times of day. So EAT has put meal guidelines together that you can follow or not, but you should be aware of them because it will help you manage your timing, which means you get the food you want and you get the weight loss and fitness you want. Kind of a cool deal, I think. So first of all, we strive to eat only in meals. We call a meal, well, we have a way the meal is put together, which we want you to include 10 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, 1 vegetable serving, and 1 glass of water, pay attention, as a minimum. That's the minimum. So if you want to eat a couple of chicken breasts with your dinner, that's like 50 grams of protein. No problem. We just want to make sure you get 10 per meal because your body needs protein to rebuild muscle. So we don't want you eating a donut and saying, oh, I shouldn't eat anything else. That's too many calories, or I blew my points up. That is absolutely unhealthy because now you've given your body nutrients that is not going to help it at the moment without giving it something that will help it so it can metabolize things efficiently. So therefore, we want protein, fiber, veggies, and water. No, you don't know what has 10 grams of protein right now, 5 grams of fiber. You'll learn. You'll learn. Get to know your grocery store. Get to know your restaurants. I did it. First year or two, you're always looking things up. Then you kind of know. And you know if you're in one restaurant, it's kind of similar to the next. It's an amazing feeling to be in control like that and kind of know the nutritional value of almost anything. So you can make great decisions that fit your lifestyle. Number 2, we eat until full. Okay, what is full? Full means you've eaten enough to be satisfied until your next meal. And that means if you're eating lunch, you'd be eating saying, I'm planning on eating again at 3. Notice how these are timing decisions. I'm eating lunch, and I'm now going to wait till 3 to eat again. All right? How much do I need to make sure I'm comfortable for that period of time? Does it matter what you ate? Did I say one word about, make sure you get whole grains or make sure there's nothing that's not organic? I didn't say any of that. I said eat what you choose to eat and make sure you're comfortable for 3 hours because then you'll eat again. Okay? And we just would like to see you not eat in between. It's not satisfying. You just keep doing it. At least I did, and most people I've ever worked with just do, and there's some studies that support it as well. You're not getting what your body or your soul needs when you just keep eating randomly. When you eat what you really want and you get it at the right times, you'll see the difference. So we want to be full, and we try not to eat again until the next planned meal. But no rules, just guidelines. You can graze all you want on this program. At least you just know it's not going to really be a great long-term solution. The 6 small meals a day strategy is not very well proven. It may work for some people, but they better love 6 small meals. Speaking personally, I love big meals. So I'd rather have a big old meal at lunch and not eat again until dinner, and sometimes big old meal at dinner and not eat again until breakfast. That's just what I've preferred, but EAT can help you design it exactly how you prefer it. And if you're a 6 small meal eater, which we do have some, we can make you very successful. You don't need 6 small meals and handfuls of this and that all the way through. And as one last thought on the subject, you shouldn't feel guilty if you're doing that. Don't feel bad. You've been taught to do these things. Just keep full, keep satisfied, keep eating a little bit of this, and you won't eat as much as meals. Well, the reality is most people do, and it doesn't tend to work. But again, with all the various noise you're hearing out there, it's hard to know what might work for you. EAT boils it down to timing decisions and lets you be able to be a little clearer. So let's review. How to use better timing. All right, first of all, you got to learn how timing already controls your eating. So if you're like, I don't buy into this timing stuff, if I'm meeting with you personally, I'd be like, well, great. Guess what? There's a lot of timing going on in your world right now that is happening. You're snacking at night. You're eating certain foods at breakfast. It's controlling you. So it's up to you. You can control it or it can control you. Number 2, carb timing. Get to know it. Get to love it. It is the key to eating timing and the key to everything you're after for weight loss, fitness, and a great relationship with food. Number 3, time meals, no grazing. Time your meals, try not to graze. Don't take that as me demanding it. Just time your meals and try not to graze. Number 4, all foods can be healthy if you time them. We talked about that in our pilot episode. Sugar is very healthy if you exercise and eat right afterwards for recovery, etc. We've got exercise and activities we'll be talking about in our next program. And remembering there are no rules, and then the other paid and free guidelines, which you're welcome to take a look at in EAT's book, which is called It's Not What You Eat, It's When You Eat It. And it's available. You can find information on our website about it. There are free passages you can take a look at tonight if you want to take a look. So that is our program for tonight. We've got better food to cover next time. I want to jump ahead and leave you with a couple final thoughts. First of all, there's a lot of free information we're going to be sharing, and it's at easytimingdiet.com. There's nothing to sign up for. There's nothing you have to pay for. We want you to learn this stuff because it can really benefit you, and we believe in sharing it. Okay? And that's pretty much all we've got. We're going to stop there. We're going to talk about better food in our next program. Then we're going to get to exercise timing. And you're going to see there's a whole world of weight loss, fitness, and amazing food. The food you really think is amazing, not the food you're told to think is amazing, that is available to you at all times. And the EAT Timing Diet is the way to get there. So I want to thank the Marin Media Center for their facilities. I want to thank Vita Flores and Cyrus Thomas for their help in the crew. And I look forward to seeing you again next time with a lot more information on the EAT Timing Diet. Thank you.